Hello YouTube artists! I'm Kelly Hernig and welcome to In the Studio. Today I'm going to talk about the 100-day project and give you 5 tips to doing the project and having success. It is something that can be overwhelming quite easily, and I'm going to take away the fear of that. But first I want to talk about how to find information for you. So you can find out more information at the100dayproject.org. I learned about this 100-day project on Instagram. So on Instagram, if you hashtag the 100-day project, or if you do the @ do the 100-day project, you will find a lot of information and you'll find examples of what people have done and the successes they've had. It's just really a joyful place to go because you get so many ideas on, oh, I could do a little bit of that, or I could try that. It's just a way to get your creative juices going. So I wanted to share that because that is how I found out about the 100-day project. I've done the 100-day project now for 2 years. In 2023, I did this one, and in 2024, I did this one. Both of these are on my playlist. This is the 100-day project. This is the 100-day project of random things. You can find this entire book is the color studies that I did. In this 100-day project, I used 3 colors, 3 just random colors. So I did 1 color merged into 2, and then the colors you get, and then this color merged into this one, and then the colors you get. And then I used this palette. This was day 1. Day 2, then I created a leaf from it. I did a leaf because a leaf you can find everywhere. Just take a walk outside. I just found something that was interesting and brought it in the house. Basically that simple. I wanted it to be kind of mindless, but it also gave me a way to experiment with colors, which I was fairly new to watercolors and I really hadn't played this way with colorations. And you can see it's just a beautiful book. I mean, this is one of my favorite color combinations. I use it all the time. It's a great book to refer to. There's also a gray palette that I really like in here. Let me see if I can find it. This one. I really love this. So having this as a resource is really nice, but you can find this entire book. So I did a section of 2 pages each time with you. So that was the first one in 2023, just the 100 Days Project is what I called that one. In 2024, I wanted to do a little bit different. I wanted to do a little bit about creating actual objects. So this one was called the 100 Days of Random Things. And by that, I just went to my shelves of things that I collect for photography and I pulled out random things. I didn't want to have like just figurines or just nature or just paper or that kind of thing. I wanted it to be things that I was inspired by. So that's where random things came from, and it served me very well. I did 100 days. I shared the progress with you throughout the 100-day project of random things is the playlist. But you can see it's done in a concertina book, and part of it for me was telling the story and having it cohesive in shape and form and color, and it just keeps going. And I really enjoyed exploring this. I was looking for layers. I was looking at color mixtures. I was looking at for so much when I did this book, and it really, really helped me basically just telling a story. I share a couple pages in here, but I also share a 50-day flip through and then a 100-day flip through so that you can see the difference. And I talk about the design and things about that. When I was looking over this entire book for what I wanted to do this year, one of the things I liked was these 4 sections. So this has the word curiosity. This has a big letter K. I have found and curated here. And then I have the word field notes. So when I was thinking about this year, I knew that I wanted to include letters somehow or words. And probably one of my favorites is stacked like this because it's there, but it doesn't really garner your attention. I look at this before I look at this. But then on this page, I look at the big K instead of the block. Here, I look at the tag instead of the words. Here, I look at the darkness instead of the word here. but each of these words were really connecting with me this year. And I have a little notebook that I collect phrases and words that I like. I look up words a lot. If I find an interesting one and don't know what it means, I put it in that book. So it's a way for me to kind of pull out all of the things that I want to do this year. And this, for the random things, I filled this entire section up to, let's see where I ended. I ended here at my 100 days, but I ended up finishing the sketchbook because I want to use the back side for this year. So this year I've got the entire back side, which is 35 pages, and it's already here ready to go. I don't have to do anything. I just had to come up with a concept. So this is the book that I will be using. It is a concertina sketchbook. It is an A5, and I love the idea of it being in a concertina again. So the unfolding and the storytelling continues. Only for my book this year, it's going to be called 100 Days of Words and Things. I still want to put those random things in there, but the words are going to take precedence for me. I think that putting them together in cute little ways adds to the stacks project that I already have going, but it also adds my curiosity of getting better with lettering, which is one of the things that I want to do this year. In this for a 100-day project, there's a couple things that I want you to ask yourself. Why are you doing it? Number one, what do you want to get out of it? Do you want to be more creative, to practice as a skill, to explore color? You know, each of these are great things to think about, but I also don't want you to overwhelm yourself. Number two is think about how much time you can devote to this each day. Set a timer. You can get up early to fit it into your schedule, or else plan for it every day. I planned 5 to 10 minutes for this book every single day. And when I was doing this, I worked on one item. That's it, just one item. Now, this was one. This was one, the ball was one, the scissors was one, the chick was one, the strawberry was one. So every day I did one little element. I didn't do the whole thing like this as one thing. For me, I knew I could get one element done every day. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes is what I really wanted to do for myself. I also want you to think about what medium will you use, and I want you to make it easy on yourself. I found it easiest having everything in one spot: the sketchbook, the colors, the inspiration. If you have to turn around and look for everything every day, it will become stressful. Believe me, you know our desk, you know what it gets like. So when you're like, oh my God, it's time to do my 100-day project, where are my things, right? I don't want you to have that. I want you to have a neat little packet that is all ready to be pulled out. So for mine this year, I'm going to be doing my 2025 palette. That is this. I have a paintbrush, my Princeton Aqua Elite Long Round number 8. Because of the point, I'm doing lettering, so I want something with a really nice point. I've got a mechanical pencil here, a number 3. Graph gears are one of my favorites because I like a really heavy pencil. I also have a Unipin marker. This is in soft gray, and this is the 01. I buy the set of these that has a 01, 05 of a light gray, a dark gray, and a black. They're my favorite markers. I like that they dry instantly and that you don't have to really fool around with them. And then because I'm using this palette, I did a little color guide for myself so that I know what colors I can explore throughout my 100 days. By doing a color chart like this, it ensures that I'm using colors as mixes, not straight out of the tube. I don't like to just use the yellow as a yellow, but look at what my palette of yellows creates. These are the ranges that I want to use. I don't want to use just this bright yellow. I'm more intrigued by these colors. Like, I don't want to use strawberry velvet from the tube here, but look what it does to every other color. That's what I'm looking at, and that's why I create a color guide for myself. So it's limited to 9 colors. I don't want you to include too many items because it gets overwhelming. It's not about the materials, it's about the continuity of creating every day. Go back to number 1, which was, why do you want to do it? And then number 4 is, what brings you joy? I know when I shared this book with you, you could just hear the joy in my voice, because every little thing I handpicked from my treasures or from outside, and it just made me look forward to, ooh, what am I going to do tomorrow? And I like that when you're already thinking about tomorrow, it gets you excited. A lot of times before I went to bed, I would have my things already on my table. So first thing I could come down and actually just start my project. So bringing joy, that's an important one. If you like the idea of flowers but hate doing them, don't pick it for your project. If you like random things, pick that and start gathering your things. That's exactly what I did. I had a small basket on my table that as I went around the house throughout the week, I just kept putting things that I smiled at or looked twice at and added it to the basket. Number 5 is think about the project you have decided to do. Will it make you smile as you're creating? You know I smiled with these things. I mean, how can you not smile? I've got cute little hippos here. I've got little dogs. I've got a paper crane. I've got some owls. I've got this little rabbit and the little leaves. I've just got so many cute things that as I'm looking through, I smile and I can go back to the day that I created them. You know, the little bit of nervousness. Ooh, I hope it turns out. Oh, I hope this is the right color. But then just when it comes out, you're just like, oh, that's so cute. I can't wait till tomorrow. If you answered yes for will it make you smile, then that's perfect. If you answered no, what do you need to change? If you're excited about creating whatever you choose, you will make the time to create. And that is what the 100-Day Project is about, is making the time. But it also goes back to number 1, why do you want to do it? Is it just an exploration, an experiment for yourself? Or are you just wanting to put time into your sketchbook? For me, it was about devoting the time. I enjoy watching a sketchbook fill up because it gives me progress. I can check it how I did in the beginning. Did I get better? Did I change? You know, I was getting a little more confident with shapes. Some were not great. This one's way too big. But as an overall, I really love what I created. And that's the important thing for me, was I created 100 things in 100 days. And for me, I can't explain the happiness that that brought me. Again, if you are interested in doing the 100-Day Project, go to the100dayproject.org. They have a newsletter that they send out where you get prompts. They ask you how you're doing, if you're having any struggles. There's a big group that you can join for support if that's what you want to do. But I found their tips were really helpful the first year. This is going to be my 100-Day Project, is 100 days of words and things. And I'm already gathering, which is the fun part. And so this 100 Days Project starts February 23rd, and I will make sure to share my first painting with you. Until then, think about the 5 tips that I gave you, and if you're going to be exploring the 100 Days Project with me this year. If you're inspired by the content, please like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.